Hey, what's going on, guys? Blake Morse here, reviews editor for Shack News, and we've got something really cool here in the E3 studio for you now. I am joined by my good friend James. I got that right?
You got it right.
I got it right, James, because I called you Kevin earlier, thinking you were Kevin
close.
James, but you look nothing like Kevin James. So James here, you are one of the people behind the Xbox adaptive controller. It's something you guys have been working on in order to kind of help people that might not have two hands free or not be capable of using both hands to hold a controller and play games, right?
Yeah, that's right. So we have the Xbox Adaptive Controller here. It's a new controller that we announced about a month ago, and it's really targeted at gamers who have limited mobility. So you imagine we have our traditional controller, which we've been making for 15 years, but not everybody can use that controller. Not everyone can hold it out in front of them. Not everybody can press all of the buttons on the device, and that's where the adaptive controller comes in. This is a device that is designed for those gamers with limited mobility, designed to get them into gaming and allow more people to play.
Nice. Now, what initially got you guys interested in making something like this?
Yeah, so if you think about Microsoft's mission statement is to empower everyone on the planet to achieve more. And when it comes to Xbox, the way we think about that is we want everybody to be able to game, regardless of their skill level and regardless of their physical ability. So as we thought about that, we knew we needed a piece of hardware to allow those people to game. And this actually started off as a hackathon, which is an internal project at Microsoft, and there was a small team who were really, really passionate about getting those gamers into gaming, and they had seen feedback from the community and requests from the community, so they worked on it as a side project, and over the years it evolved and then became the final product that you see today.
Nice. Now, how many different designs did you guys go through before finally deciding on what you currently have? Because there's a lot of people with a lot of different disabilities or needs out there, you know. So how do you kind of make a sort of one-size-fits-all controller for them?
Yeah, that was one of the key challenges with this device, right? Everybody is different. They're different depending on their disability. They're different on the games they like to play. They're different on the way they like to play those games. So one thing we really wanted to do with this was to address a broad range of different disabilities and a broad range of different ways that people play, which is why the device looks the way it does. So along the back of the device, you actually have 19 of these 3.5 millimeter jack ports.
Just gonna hold this up for
Yeah.
for the camera there. Yeah.
And what people are able to do with those ports are plug in external buttons, external switches, like foot pedals, pillow switches, wobble switches, lots and lots of different things that you can plug in to act as the input devices for that controller. And what that means is it's very adaptable, and people can play the games that they want to play with the input devices that work for them.
Nice. That is super cool. Yeah, you have like pretty much every button on the controller and the direction pad. You can like set it up however you want.
Yeah.
So are there different types of inputs that people can put in here? Like I noticed you brought a couple of peripherals for the controller with you as well. So let's see, we've got a giant red button here.
Yeah, that's right. So there's loads and loads of different types of buttons and switches that work with the device. So I just brought 3 along just to show.
Nice.
But there are large buttons. They come in different sizes, different shapes. We see a lot of people attaching these onto desks, onto wheelchairs, and other places. We have a one-handed joystick here. So this is from our hardware partner PDP. It's the one-handed joystick for the Xbox Adaptive Controller. And during the Forza Horizon 4 Xbox briefing a couple of days ago, we had someone playing Forza Horizon 4 with just that device plugged into this. So you're able to steer and gas and brake all with that controller.
You can drive. You really don't. It's good you have brake on there, but let's be real. No one really needs to brake.
That's
you
right.
know, you could even simplify this even more if you needed to.
Just full speed ahead.
Yeah, there you go. That's how I play. And you were saying, you were telling me earlier that you can set it up so that if I push in, it suddenly goes from being the left analog to the right analog, right?
That's right, yeah. So this device has actually got a new feature on which acts as a shift key, similar to a keyboard. So let's say you're a gamer with one hand and you can't hold 2 different joysticks at once. You can just plug in that one joystick, use it for the left thumbstick on the controller, and you can map another key to act as a shift key. And when that is held down, that now acts as the right thumbstick. So you've got 2 thumbsticks working just with one thumbstick.
That's amazing. That is truly amazing. You got a foot pedal over there as well?
Yeah, the last one here is just a standard foot pedal. It's $20, and you can plug this into any of the ports on the back and use it for your feet.
And it doesn't add distortion or phaser effects or like a wah pedal or anything like that?
I mean, if you plug it into a guitar, I don't know what happens.
Who knows what will happen if you plug it into a guitar?
But if you plug it into this controller, it acts as a digital on-off, and then when you click it down with your foot, it acts as a button press.
That's so rad. I mean, it kind of surprises me that it took this long for a product like this to hit the market, because it seems like this would be something that's in really high demand. Like, what's the feedback been like so far?
Yeah, so in terms of it taking time to reach the market, Xbox is super passionate about accessibility, and we've been adding more and more accessibility features to the console as time goes on. We have Narrator on there. We added a feature called Copilot, which enables 2 controllers to work as one input. And now we actually have the first piece of hardware which is dedicated to accessibility. And we've seen a really good response from fans, a good response from the industry, and a lot of people just reaching out and telling their personal stories. And I think everyone can agree that we love gaming here. Gaming is great for everybody, and we want to make sure that everyone is able to play.
Absolutely. Shack News definitely believes that, you know, everyone should game and be able to game. You know, I imagine, like, you know, for adults, this has got to be like a peak moment for them when they can finally play games comfortably. But like, what about kids? Like, are you getting this in the hands of kids, and like, what's their reaction like?
Yeah, we've been running a beta program for this, and we've had feedback from people of all different ages, genders. We've heard from non-profits. We've heard from hospitals, and everybody has given us that feedback. In terms of kids, obviously kids with disabilities, they're able to use this controller just like anyone else would. And a cool thing that you could do with this as well is pair it up with Copilot, with a traditional controller. And then if you think about a 4-year-old, they're not going to want to press every single button on a controller. It might be too much. Yeah. And they can use these 2 large input buttons here just to focus on individual inputs. So if you're playing with your kid, they could be in charge of jumping or shooting, and you could be in charge of everything else, and it just simplifies it for them.
Nice, that's awesome. And this is an officially licensed Xbox product, right?
That's right, it's from Microsoft. We announced it last month, and yesterday we announced that it's available to pre-order now. You can get it from Xbox.com through the Microsoft Store, and it will be shipping in September of this year.
Nice. Do you have a retail price for that yet?
Yes, it's $100, $99.99 US dollars.
Nice, solid. Is there any? I'm just curious. Like, is there any sort of program where you can like donate one or anything like that? Is that something you guys are working on?
So we're working very, very closely with non-profit partners. So Able Gamers, Special Effect, Warfighter Engaged, the Cerebral Palsy Foundation, and hospitals like Craig Hospital. So if you are interested in ways of working with the community or donating them, I would recommend that you reach out to those non-profits and see what you can do.
If you're a philanthropist and you're looking for something cool to do for some kids, maybe buy a bunch of these adaptive controllers for them, you know? Yep. Might be a nice, it's not Christmas quite yet, but you know, it's never too soon to get on Santa's good list, right?
It's coming in September. It'll be out for Christmas.
All right. Well, James, thank you so much for stopping by today. Folks, go to Xbox.com, check out the adaptive controller if you got someone in your life that maybe needs a little help playing a game or two. And we'll be right back with more exciting, awesome stuff all week long.